Have you ever wondered why so many Japanese elders live such long, healthy, and active lives well into their 80s, 90s, and even past 100? Imagine walking through a peaceful Japanese village, seeing elders tending their gardens, carrying groceries, or cycling around as if age barely touched them. It almost feels like they discovered some hidden secret to longevity and vitality. The truth is, their lifestyle is a big part of it. But what's even more fascinating are the small daily movements they practice. Movements so simple, you'd think they couldn't possibly make much difference. And yet they are powerful enough to keep the body flexible, the mind sharp, and the heart strong. Today, I'm going to share 6 movements that Japanese elders do every single day and why you should start doing them too if you want to age gracefully and keep your body young no matter your current age. And trust me, once you learn about them, you'll see your daily routine in a completely different way. The first movement is something you may not even notice when you're in Japan because it looks so natural and effortless. It's the habit of squatting down and standing back up, whether it's to sit on a cushion on the floor, to use traditional low dining tables, or to simply reach for something stored in lower cabinets. For many of us, the idea of sitting on the floor sounds uncomfortable, but Japanese elders have been doing this their entire lives. Every time they squat and rise, they are training their leg muscles, strengthening their knees, keeping their hips flexible, and even improving their balance. Think about how often we avoid bending down and instead choose chairs, couches, or higher furniture. Over time, our hips and knees lose mobility. But these elders prove that simple squatting every day is like a natural gym session for the lower body. And what's really interesting is that researchers have linked the ability to stand up from the floor without support to overall longevity. It's not just about strength, it's about flexibility, coordination, and independence. Imagine being 80 years old and still able to squat down to play with your grandchildren on the floor, then stand back up without help. That's real freedom, and it all starts with practicing this movement daily. The second movement is walking, but not just any kind of walking. Japanese elders walk everywhere, and they do it with a particular style that we often overlook. Instead of rushing, they walk with a steady pace, upright posture, and deliberate steps. This is not about burning calories or chasing fitness goals. It's about turning walking into a mindful and sustainable exercise. Streets in Japanese towns and cities are designed to be walkable, and elders take full advantage of that. They walk to the market, to visit friends, to tend their gardens, or just to enjoy the fresh air. What's fascinating is how this simple habit keeps their cardiovascular system strong, improves circulation, supports joint health, and even lowers stress. Unlike high-intensity workouts that can sometimes cause injury, walking is a low-impact exercise that can be maintained throughout life. And there's a beautiful cultural element here too. Walking is often connected to appreciation of nature. Many elders practice what's known as shinrin-yaku, or forest bathing, which means simply walking among trees and immersing themselves in nature. Studies show that this reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and boosts the immune system. So when Japanese elders walk, they are not just moving their bodies, they are nurturing their minds and souls. The next time you walk, instead of rushing, try slowing down, straighten your posture, and take in your surroundings. You'll be surprised at how much lighter and calmer you feel. The third movement is bowing. Yes, bowing may seem like just a cultural gesture, but it's actually a movement practiced countless times throughout the day, and it has more benefits than you might think. When elders bow, they bend at the waist, engage their core, and stretch their back and hamstrings. Think about it. How often do most of us stretch our backs during the day? For many people, it's rare. Bowing keeps the spine flexible, prevents stiffness, and encourages good circulation. Beyond the physical benefits, there's also a deep psychological effect. Bowing is tied to humility, respect, and mindfulness. It slows you down and centers you, which can reduce stress and tension. Imagine the combined effect of bowing dozens of times every single day, gently stretching the spine and reminding the mind to stay humble and grateful. It's almost like a form of moving meditation, and it's something we could all use more of in our busy, rushed lives. The fourth movement may surprise you because it's not often thought of as exercise. Gardening. In Japan, many elders continue to work in their gardens daily, planting, pruning, digging, and harvesting vegetables or flowers. These movements involve bending, reaching, lifting small weights like watering cans, and squatting repeatedly. It's a full-body workout disguised as a relaxing hobby. Studies show that gardening is linked to lower risk of dementia, improved mood, and even increased lifespan. And Japanese elders show us why. It keeps them physically active, gives them a sense of purpose, and connects them to nature. But here's what's truly fascinating. Gardening involves a variety of movements, not just repetitive exercise. One moment you're squatting to pull weeds, the next you're stretching upward to prune a branch, and then you're lifting soil or watering plants. This variety challenges the body in small, natural ways that keep joints mobile and muscles engaged. Compare that to sitting on a couch for hours, and you'll instantly see the difference. Gardening is a reminder that movement doesn't have to be in a gym to count as exercise. It can be a joyful, grounding, and meaningful part of daily life. The fifth movement is stretching, particularly the morning stretch that many Japanese elders swear by. If you've ever visited Japan, you might have seen groups of people in parks or even school children doing what's called radio calisthenics or radio calisthenics. It's a nationwide tradition that started decades ago, where people gathered to do simple stretches and exercises together, often guided by a radio broadcast. For elders, this daily stretching routine keeps muscles supple, joints lubricated, and circulation flowing. The beauty of stretching is that it wakes up the body, tells the muscles it's time to move, and prevents stiffness from setting in after sleep. Picture an elder slowly raising their arms to the sky, bending sideways, twisting gently, then touching their toes. It's a small ritual that has massive benefits for longevity, and the science backs it up. Flexibility is one of the strongest indicators of mobility in old age. The more flexible you are, the more independent you will remain. So if you're not stretching daily, you're missing out on one of the simplest, most powerful tools for keeping your body youthful. And the sixth and final movement is sitting in seiza, the traditional Japanese way of sitting on the floor with your legs folded underneath you. Now, this position may feel uncomfortable at first if you're not used to it, but Japanese elders often spend time in seiza while drinking tea, meditating, or participating in ceremonies. What makes seiza so beneficial is that it stretches the ankles, strengthens the knees, and encourages proper posture. Over time, sitting in seiza improves circulation in the legs and helps maintain joint flexibility. For many of us, sitting cross-legged is already a challenge, but Japanese elders prove that practicing floor-sitting positions can keep the lower body youthful and resilient. Interestingly, researchers note that cultures where floor-sitting is common tend to have elders with greater mobility and fewer hip problems. It's almost as if the very act of getting down to and up from the floor multiple times a day is a secret anti-aging exercise. Now, here's the big picture. When you look at these 6 movements together, squatting, walking, bowing, gardening, stretching, and sitting in seiza, you realize that none of them are extreme, none of them require fancy equipment, and none of them feel like workouts in the traditional sense. And yet they create a lifestyle of natural movement that keeps Japanese elders strong, flexible, and independent far longer than many people in other parts of the world. It's not about lifting heavy weights or running marathons. It's about weaving small, functional movements into daily life. That's the real secret. Think about your own routine. How often do you squat down and rise back up during the day? Do you spend more time sitting in chairs than moving freely on the floor? Do you walk with purpose, or do you rush and slump? Do you ever bow your body forward, stretch your back, or simply take a moment to breathe and acknowledge the world around you? These questions matter because the choices you make today will shape how you move decades from now. And the best part is, It's never too late to start. You don't need to move to Japan or change your entire lifestyle. You can begin by adding small habits. Sit on the floor for a few minutes each day. Take a mindful walk in the park. Stretch every morning. Bow as a sign of gratitude, even in your own way. Plant something, even a small pot of herbs, and allow yourself to rediscover the joy of moving naturally. What I love most about these movements is how they remind us that health is not just about exercise, it's about harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Japanese elders embody this balance beautifully.